All right, so the main story this week. So, money. Oh, actually, I got one more as well. Roman's schedule. Like, I got an update on Roman's the pay-per-views he's going to do, and the pay-per-views he's going to miss. So he's going to do Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, Clash at the Castle. He's going to do Crown Jewel at Saudi Arabia, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and then he's going to do WrestleMania.
So who's he wrestling? Who's he wrestling? The Cardiff show.
Yeah.
The stadium show in Cardiff. So where's he? So he's doing Money in the Bank in Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they just took that show off out of Allegiant Stadium and are moving it to the Grand Garden Arena, I guess, because of ticket sales.
Yeah, that's what I got here. That's what I'm about to
talk about. What's that? What's going on with that? That seemed, because honestly, didn't they just? What was the last show they did at Allegiant Stadium show? What was it? Was it SummerSlam or last? What was it?
Did they do SummerSlam there?
Oh, they did what did they do there, Joe?
SummerSlam.
I'm looking it up. Yeah, it was probably SummerSlam.
So they went from a bigger venue to a smaller venue?
Yeah,
they went from a bigger, because, like, bro, I think the WWE is, like, booking, like, a lot of stadiums for pay-per-views, just, and I'm saying, that's not, like, you know how we talk about the wrestling is a big show, big event thing? I think they reached their point of diminishing returns with treating it as this many things as a big event, because Money in the Bank is not a big event in the big picture of the SummerSlam's coming the very next month. So I don't think that you can sell like they were going to. I was surprised they were putting Allegiant Stadium.
How many people does that hold?
Like 60.
And how much does the new place hold?
12. We wrestled there. Where is it wrestled? The Grand Garden Arena. 12.
Oh, the MGM one.
Yeah, a good 12.
Yeah,
like,
they
it's
should
a good building for wrestling. It's loud and it's perfect for Yeah.
Great everything.
Right. So
they're moving from Allegiant Stadium to the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas. So here's the issue: they sold just under 20,000 tickets. The arena was set up for a minimum of 40,000. The WrestleMania stadium was set up for a minimum of 60,000. They were worried about that at one point as well, but they were never going to change that. Well, they just started to do ticket discounts and buy one get one free and things like that. So they didn't want to do it here. They're having similar problems with a UK pay-per-view as well, Clash at the Castle, and that's something that we've wanted for over 30 years, but that's grossly overpriced. Like, right. I spoke about it, I think, last week, where I don't know if I texted you guys the prices or I read
$3,000 travel packages and stuff for people that live there.
Yeah.
$4,500
for a travel package on the front row. My seat, I got 2 seats for $450 facing the ring in the 100 section. So yeah, it's very much overpriced. So the problem they have is, like, if you start taking down the ticket prices, what do you do for the people that already bought them? Because for Clash of the Castle, they've already sold 30,000 tickets out of 70,000, which is still way, way, way short. It's about 20,000 less. And for this show, they've sold too many tickets to be in the MGM Grand Arena, but nowhere near enough tickets to keep the show going. So what they're doing is a first come, first serve to people that want to keep their tickets, and they'll find them a seat. They're going to offer a refund, and they're going to give people a code to get in early to either tomorrow. Yeah, I think it is tomorrow. Yeah, so I'm trying to think about what days we're on here. So yeah, it's going to be...
A lot of the shows that Konnan booked in AAA, people wanted refunds. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, that happens a lot there.
So are you wearing light lipstick?
Me?
Yeah.
No lipstick. No.
Your lips are very rosy.
They're popping today.
Yeah, they look like a vulva. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a problem that they're having, and like as I said, the UK one is grossly overpriced. This is also overpriced as well, because you're looking at $300 for a 100 section seat. You're still trying to get $1,500 for ringside as well, and over $850 outside of the first 6 rows. So whereas they're trying to sell these stadiums out, they're not trying to sell these stadiums out in a weird way. Like, there's no 20, there is $25 tickets, but they're in a nosebleed. But then there's a big jump. There's no like 25, then 45, then 100, then 250, then maybe 1,000 for the front row. It's all priced up ridiculously. So it's like 3,000, and then it's like 1,500, then 800, and then 300 for the 100 section. So yeah, there is some 25 there because they want to.
Let me ask you a question. This is for Konnan. What are like the ticket give me like okay for let's say a Mexico Arena Mexico. All right, you got to make there's a big show Arena Mexico. How often do you run to Arena Mexico, Konnan?
And we don't run Arena Mexico. We show.
What's the building in Monterey you run?
Show Center.
Okay, Show Center. Say there's like your next show in Monterey at the Show Center. What are ticket prices at that show? Okay, like say for ringside, just like a good, like an expensive seat and a basic seat compared to the price for the Triple Mania show. Like how are the prices skewed? Like how do you guys price tickets?
I don't know. That's not really my department, but I would think somewhere between. Compared to U.S. prices, I don't think they're that expensive.
They're not. They're obviously not. But my question is, how much more expensive is like a Triple Mania ticket than like your typical?
I would think three times more expensive.
3 times as much.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Because bro, I did this. I went when the show was going to be at Allegiant Stadium. Right. I looked at it, and then I looked at the AEW Double or Nothing tickets. Bro, the ticket. What WWE charges for the show is like so much more exorbitant than like like I said, Billy's like the tickets are $8. Like you go on the secondary markets, $1,700, $18 like around ringside, and you go on the AEW one, it's like $450, $500, $600. Right. It's just weird how like they've maximized the pricing during a period of time where the fan base is not that big, and these people will pay. It's really bizarre. So, but like I said, you can't run a lot of big shows like that. Like constantly, because they just can't afford to go to that many big shows when the ticket prices are that high. So,
and they'll go in on the advertising and say tickets start from $25, but they're on the nosebleed.
Right. Yeah, no, it's complete nosebleeds. You can just go on right now and look. And look at the pricing. It's crazy.
Yeah. So this is the issue.
Joe, do that while we're doing this. Joe, look at tickets for Double or Nothing, and look at the ticket prices for the WWE show in Nashville. That's coming up this summer.
It's exactly what I'm looking at now. SummerSlam.
Okay. Yeah. So, like, what are the prices now on SummerSlam tickets?
Hold on, let me just unload. So, up at 313. 313 is $35, but that's like way up.
Yeah, but what are ringside?
Oh, ringside. Hold on.
Well, just to pop in, it says Double or Nothing tickets are in a price range of $76 to $1,024. The average price is around $162.
Average price is $162, and they're still selling in the secondary markets right now, huh?
So
how many tickets are available for that show, by the way? Does it look like there's a decent amount still in the secondary markets?
Well, for SummerSlam?
No, I'm talking about for Double or Nothing with Joe. Okay, so what is SummerSlam ticket prices?
SummerSlam, all tickets are available in every section still.
Okay, but what are the price? I want to know the prices of ringside tickets.
Okay, so I was just going to go $35 in the 300s, $183 in the 200s, $309 in the 100s. And the ringside seat, hold on, let me just bring it up now because I've got something clicked here. I don't know what it is though.
That's absolutely fascinating, dude. You can go that's more expensive than NFL football. Like you can go to an NFL playoff game and pay less money than you could go into like one of these rest WWE shows.
My wrestling ticket is more than a Champions League final ticket, and I actually said to my kids, "Should we just this off and go to the Champions League instead?" Right. It's $1,042 for row 7. Row 1 and 6 is not here because it probably went on the travel packages, which would have been about $3,000 for the package, 2 nights hotel, ringside seat, etc. So yeah, the ones you can get from row 7 is $1,000.
This is a really interesting conversation.
There's a lot on StubHub for Double or Nothing, by the way.
Right. That's because Tony Khan's selling them.
Yeah, so this is the interesting conversation. Is that as bad as wrestling ratings are? Like ticket prices are still through the roof, and people are still paying to go see these shows during a time period where we're in like just bad television ratings. It's like what does that tell you? Like what a weird. Maybe that's why this fan base.
It doesn't tell you that much because.
Well, no. Here's what it does tell you.
They just had to move to a smaller building, so it doesn't tell you that much.
But you look at the toxicity of the wrestling fan these days, and the reason that they're so toxic is because they're this passionate that they'll pay this much money. It's like they're that invested in professional wrestling these days. There's always going to be a core base of wrestling fans that are like this. And it's amazing how they look at these data points and set these ticket prices like so high to where you're literally paying more to go see a wrestling event than you would pay to go see the Champions League final. The Champions League final is like one of the most watched sporting events in Europe and the United States every year. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what I'm going to need to pay for a Giants Green Bay ticket as well. Next month. So,
are you coming to Atlanta? Do you come to the States for a football game, or is it going to be in England?
No, that's in England.
Oh, Green Bay's playing to the Giants in England this year?
Yeah.
Really?
So I was looking real quick at the show center tickets for like which is actually it's like $70-$80 first row, right?
That's for AAA, right?
Right.
Okay.
And then the Triple Mania is around $300.
Right. So it's like you can go see that. Yeah, wrestling's very affordable in Mexico, obviously. Which is good because then maybe that's why you've never really lost fans.
Right.
If you think about it, you just had like it's not expensive to go to anymore. It's kind of weird, like how WWE has like wrestling fans are this passionate here, but they'll pay more. It's kind of weird. Anything else, Billy? Is there anything?
Yeah. There's the main story that connects off that, but I just think you're connecting like the passion with the product, like you're connecting like expenditure with the product. You're kind of saying this is why they act like this on social media and whatnot. I don't think that the two things are related. Like I don't think it's a case of they're in love with wrestling, so that's why they're complete on social media and try to cancel each other and acting like morons. I don't think that the two things go hand in hand at all. I don't think that the people that went to SummerSlam last time and sold out these tickets, I believe half of that crowd were just your top earners who wanted to go and see the wrestling, casual fans who then walked down to the Canelo fight. So that's what I think. I don't believe that these that you can say that these people are passionate, because look, like there's a reason why. Look, the main reason why AEW may not stay on TBS, and the main reason why WWE may not stay with Fox, and why negotiations with USA Network may not, or last time anyway, not anymore, may not have gone so well, was because they don't attract good sponsorships, because the perception is that this fan base don't have the money to pay for these tickets and whatnot, and if they do. If they are spending their money on that and they're spending their money on merchandise, then they're not spending it on what the advertisers are there for. So when you're looking at your Ford and your Chevrolet and your car dealers and all the high-end products, they're not advertising during wrestling.
Yeah, but I'm going to disagree. I've watched some of these shows. I'm surprised at some of the advertisers they have. They'll have Ford. They'll have I'm watching some of the commercials, Mike. But maybe they get a cheap rate on there. Depends on what the advertisers.
Because Nick Khan has come in and convinced advertisers that WWE now has the entire family. Because they have the girls, they convinced you that, it used to be father and son, but now it's father, mum, and daughter too. Like, it's not, I don't think it's true, but that's what the advertisers believe. And the YouTube numbers.
Well, to some degree it is true, because I'll tell you what, when my Dorian from AAA, my boss, he went to WrestleMania. And I asked him, what are give me the highlights of the show, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you learned from it.
Observations.
Observations. And one of the main things he told me was I couldn't believe how many kids were there. Mm-hmm. So they do bring in kids.
Yeah.
But in sense, like, do they have...
And why not? A lot of is kiddie, I mean, the Riddle thing kind of started off for kids as a goofball thing.
He's driving around a scooter.
Yeah, the Lily thing was definitely for kids.
She's got a doll.
Yeah.
It's like scooters, dolls,
They were doing a lot of kid stuff, if you remember. Yeah. The Fun House was kind of for kids.
Yeah.
But do you believe that that's evolved from father and son to father, daughter, and mother? That's the point.
Bro, all you got to do is watch these shows on TV and survey the crowd. And you can see the diversity between the two, the difference between the two companies.
So that's
WWE has a lot of family, mom, dad, kids.
Well, that's
they're plain as day in the crowd.
Because they actually are another act that was for kids, New Day, and also the two guys that the Street Profits started off as a kiddie too. AEW doesn't really do stuff for kids.
The 24/7 title is a kids comedy spots, right? Same thing.
Well, that's the thing. The perception is, whether it be perception or not, is that they have the whole family. And it was not an accident last week when you saw them panning to kids in the crowd.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what are they doing? That was very telling, because they had like 4 shots of kids.
Yes.
They were all worried or sad. One mother was holding the kid's face. The other kid was crying. And I was like, wow, I've never seen them focus on kids like that in a while, So
they did that. There's a funny story.
Smart.
Okay? Well, let me tell you, smart. Remember when Jake the Snake took they tied Macho Man Randy Savage up in the ropes, and Jake the Snake took the snake and he bit Randy on the arm, right?
Cobra.
There's a
That blonde kid- the blonde kid crying.
very famous shot of a kid in the crowd crying.
Is that
Okay,
you?
but that was edited. It was just taken from another scene at some point
That's
during the
great.
show, and this film, bro. But that's what they do. That's very
that's smart.
compelling stories.
Is that
exactly because it's hitting your emotional. It's making it fester emotionally. It's like it's trying to put your suspension of disbelief in the right place. It's smart. What else you got, Billy? Is there anything else?
How did you find that out? Like, how long have you known that? Because I always thought that was real.
Forever.
But you do know the guy crying was DI,
That's a true
right?
story, Billy. By the way, you can look that up. That
That's a
is
true
absolutely true
story,
story. Yeah.
Mine too.
All right,
We will never let the truth get away with a good story, but we'll never let a good story not be a good story.
Right.
Go ahead.
So, centering around moving this, I'm trying to find out if that means they're going to make any changes to the card, because big stadium meant they were going to go with big name winners, which is what they normally don't do with Money in the Bank, and they were going to go with two of them. So you had Becky and Cody winning Money in the Bank, and Roman Reigns was taking on Matt Riddle. So you had everybody on this show. What I do know now is the plan is to go all in to make sure that John Cena does do SummerSlam, as Nashville sales are lagging as well. They're going to go with Roman Reigns and Randy Orton, and they're going to go with, at the moment, the plan is for John Cena versus Edge again, because they have the feud, 16 years ago, and also Brock Lesnar's on the show as well. So SummerSlam's going to be pushed like WrestleMania now off the back of this, because I think they've realized, I think this is more a case of we can't push two shows rather than basically trying to do it. I think they just believe that, it'd be a lot easier for us to actually put this into arena and not have to try and work our ass off to sell out, because they got to sell out 3 shows for 60,000, 65.
I know they're all very close. That's my thing. It's like the big show concept. There's separation between the big shows, 3-4 months. You can do like 4 of them a year. They're doing them like back. They're trying to do 3 big shows in a 1 month period. I'm like, I was thinking like that's kind of. I was surprised that they were doing a stadium show for Money in the Bank. I thought when they announced it was at Allegiant Stadium, I thought it was SummerSlam. It's like, okay, SummerSlam, but then it was like it was Money in the Bank. I go, at Allegiant Stadium. I'm not seeing like this. That's a leap of faith that they're taking there, thinking that they're going to draw. So go ahead.
And one of the main reasons it's been taken off sale and they've given up on it is because these tickets went on sale last August. So this isn't like a thing that just it's been a couple of months or whatever. They released these as soon as it was announced at SummerSlam, because if you remember, the announcement was made at SummerSlam, and then they did this new advert with Cody, and just the feeling is that look, we've already got the Clash at the Castle, we've already got like SummerSlam as well. Brock and Cena are going to come back, but we can't. There's no way we can sell out 3 shows. So I mean, if this had been any closer to selling out, they may have like made a push for it, but it's not close. It's like halfway to the minimum. So yeah, that's what they're doing. So yeah, John Cena will be at SummerSlam, and it looks like he's going to be facing Edge if he does come back and does it.
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100, my co-host, Disco Inferno, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!